Hello, everybody, and welcome to this video where we're going to find out if you're being a big old jerk for being such an egotistical artist and blah, blah, blah. I got a question, and it was asked to me a couple different ways. So we're going to go over them because it was a good question. I have a question about whether an artist needs a lot of ego. I confidently told someone, I think even some of my bad poems are better than much of what I've read. And I was like, am I being egotistical? If I am, is that bad? Do you need that as an artist? Does a writer need to have a bit of an ego? Or is it just down to what works for each individual? But why put out a work if you don't think it's good or better than other things out there? So that is the question. Thank you for sending it in, anonymous person whose name I won't divulge. I'm just not even going to fucking bother with glasses today. So here's the deal. I think the way that you are saying what you are saying is something that's beat into you to make you not succeed. Like, there's a term in therapy called old tapes, and that you're playing old tapes. And usually what that means is like, let's say you and your partner are having an argument about something or a disagreement about something. And then you're like, I can't believe you called me a bitch. I can't believe you would say that about me. And your partner's like, I didn't call you a bitch. I didn't even say that. And you're like, thinking to yourself, you're like, wait, didn't he just call me a bitch? That's kind of an exaggerated example, but it's like this idea that when certain things happen to us, we play back things that we've heard people say in the past that like kind of scarred us, like emotionally just fucked us. You know what I'm saying? And so by you saying that, like, are you being egotistical about your work? It's not being egotistical, it's being confident. Being egotistical is what somebody from the outside looking in calls somebody who has confidence to try to knock them down a peg. You have to be confident about your work. The people who share their work at all, ever, they share it because they're confident in it. Even if that confidence is fleeting and it's just there for a moment. If you are confident about your work, you will share it. And for those of you going, oh, well, I'm not very confident and I share my work. Well, you were confident about the piece that you shared because there's probably a drawer full of other things that you haven't shared that you're not confident about. Okay. The next thing about this is I'm a firm believer that if you're not confident in your work, why the fuck is anyone going to buy it? Why is anyone going to consume your art if you're not even confident in it? You know what I'm saying? There's so many people out there, artists, musicians, poets, writers, whatever, who constantly talk down their shit, who constantly are like, oh, it's not that good, it's not great, but, I did something. And typically when someone says that, they're just trying to get someone to compliment them and say, no, it is good. It is that great. Because they think it's that great, or else they never would have put it out. But they're afraid to say it. Okay? Because they think if they say it, it's going to come off as being egotistical or up one's own ass or whatever. But at the same point, why should anybody in the world ever give you any money that they've earned for your art to believe in you and your art if you don't even believe in you and your art? Okay? Like, you have to like the stuff that you do and be proud of the stuff that you do if you're going to ask anyone for any kind of compensation for the things that you do. Does that make sense? This whole idea where people are afraid to like say anything good about their art because they're afraid of what someone's going to say. The funny thing is, 9 times out of 10, The people who are afraid to like be confident in their art are usually really, really good. But the people who like from day one have never shown any like self-awareness to be worried about being confident about the art, the ones that are just like, oh yeah, my stuff's the greatest, da, 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 it's usually really bad. It's just like usually like half there, if that makes sense. Now to throw a monkey wrench into that thing, like you say in your question, one of the reasons why I started writing poetry was because there wasn't that much good poetry out there. I wanted someone to speak to me. I wanted someone to write poems that I could identify with. I wanted to read poems that I could identify with. And there was only a couple poets that I felt like that connection to. And so I started writing poetry because the poetry I wanted wasn't there. It's the same reason why I started this YouTube channel. I started this YouTube channel because there was stuff that I wanted to hear about and watch videos on that wasn't being done. So then I did it. And what is the saying? The mother of necessity is invention. Is that it? Or is it the mother of invention is necessity? I don't know. One of those things. But that basically means like the reason why we do most of the things we do is because there is a lack in the universe and we need to fill it. You know what I'm saying? We need to do the thing that gives us the thing that we like. It's just like any inventor, like they invent something to solve a problem that they're having, you know? Everything from like that leg that comes off the chair. I don't know if you saw that Simpsons episode from 100 years ago, but it was something like Thomas Edison invented this swing leg on a chair in case he leaned back, the leg would open so he wouldn't fall. You know, like necessity. Like he was falling a lot and didn't want to fall anymore. That could be completely made up. It's something I just saw in a fucking cartoon, guys. Motherfucker. I want you to change and reframe the question. I'll do it for you. Fuck. Like that's what I do here. I reframe questions. That's my middle name. Reframe Matt. I was wondering whether an artist needs a lot of confidence because I confidently told somebody I think even some of my bad poems are better than much of what I read. And I was like, am I being confident? If I am, is that bad? Do you need to be confident to be an artist? Does a writer need to have a bit of confidence? Or is it just down to what works for each individual? But why would you put something out if you don't think it's good or better than other things out there? See, like when you use the word confidence instead of ego or egotistical, that question seems like very like, oh, yeah, that makes more sense. Like it just seems like a silly thing. So whenever those voices in the back of your head or the old tapes play and they throw words out at you, try to think of other words that those words are like and replace those words and then play it back before you like start spiraling and going into like oh no, like I'm doing this thing. And if you want to fucking call it ego, fucking call it ego. Who gives a shit? Just get your stuff out there and feel good about it. Yes, like a lot of the stuff you're going to read, you're going to think your stuff is better than. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be writing in the first place. And there's going to be somebody out there going, no, I just write because it's fun. Great. Then have fun writing. But for the people who create art to, like, because it's a compulsion in them, they do it to fill gaps. They do it to fill holes. They do it to do these things. And I'm not trying to say one's better than the other. So before like someone starts leaving me a comment, like losing their goddamn mind because they feel like I called them out, why don't you think about why you feel like I called you out? Before you start typing and saying a bunch of shit to me, think about what did I say that sparked you to feel called out? Okay. And some of you are going to go, well, it's not that I feel called out. I just feel like you're like missing the point or you're wrong. And so I want to tell you how I think. Great. Leave the comment. I'm very excited to read it. But if you feel called out before, because this happens with a lot of people, they'll fucking come at me kind of hard. But then, like, I feel like if they just like sat for a minute and thought about what they were going to say before they typed, they would be like, oh, okay. Okay. It's almost like it is the job of non artist people to make artists feel like absolute shit about themselves most of the time. So they feel better because they aren't doing the cool thing that you're doing, you know? So, I don't know, have pride in what you do. Be confident in what you do. Have a fucking ego about what you do. Who fucking cares? Just know that how you present your work is how people are going to take your work. If you present your work with seriousness, if you present your work with like, this is amazing, then people will look at it and go, oh, this is amazing. Let's see about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't expect, it's just like, oh my God, this is like so in the weeds now, probably. But I see so many people who are really good at what they do, who like aren't making it, who like just don't understand. But then like they'll spend most of their time on social media talking about like how much doubt they have and how they don't think they're that good, or they'll post memes that are funny that are like artist self-doubt or the poet who like blah blah blah, and it's funny. And you guys post these memes that's like a poet like or a writer sitting in a room that's on fire, and it's like says something like, oh, a poet trying to like self-promote their work, or just like whatever the fuck it is that you do that you think is funny. You're putting out there that like you don't think your stuff is that good. And because of that, what do you think your audience is going to think of your stuff? You have to put out like some sort of, even if it's a fucking mirage, just put out into the universe or even to your audience who you are as an artist. Put out your success level as an artist, and that's what you will get back. There's that term, fake it till you make it. It doesn't really apply across the board, but like there's something good in there, in the sense that if you start acting like a successful person, you will more likely be a successful person, because in order to act like a successful person, you have to start doing the things and having the traits that a successful person has. So in order for you to really fake being successful, you need to actually like pretend to be successful and do all the things which will then make you successful. You know, like the whole idea, fake it till you make it, like when people say that, I think people think it's like, oh, like I just pretend and then one day it'll be good. No, it just means you do the thing, and then the more you do the thing, the more success you'll get, which will then make you successful. Does that make sense? So be confident. What was that, since we were talking about The Simpsons? I'm Troy McClure. You might remember me from such infomercials as Smoke Yourself Thin and Get Confident, Stupid. Fuck, dude. It's so crazy that I have this like fucking steel trap memory of almost everything I saw on a television between the ages of like 8 and 16. Like, I know everything if it comes from that. Anything past that or before that, I'm shit. I hope that was helpful. If you have any more questions or things about like the being an artist or being a poet or like movies or music or whatever, and you just have a, because like all of the mediums, everything that you make art with, it's the same. Like I've done everything And it's all the same. Like, it's all the same practices. It's all the same mindset. So if you have any questions about any of this stuff, or you want me to talk about a certain topic or whatever, like, let me know. Leave it in the comments or drop me an email. ihatemattwall@gmail.com. Go to Matt Wall Art to pick up my limited edition chapbooks and some of my art pieces while you still can, because the prices are going up in September. Okay. So I'm just throwing that out there. If you wanted some of my stuff, like paintings and stuff, like, now would be the time to get them. And if you already have the paintings, they're going to go up in value in September. So congratulations, everybody. But anyway, so there's that. Go over to igg.me/@/Seasons of the Muse to check out the campaign and help us get that book funded. We're only at 17% right now. We need to get to 100%. And I'm going to do a video on some stretch goal stuff here in a minute. Yeah, so I guess that's it. So type hard, everybody. Join the crew down below. And I will talk to you all later.